Alright. Probably gonna stop once we finish up Eleos Retreat here. Because I got a headache that's really starting to hurt. I'm telling you, man, I can't stare at this game for longer than like 2 hours. I've also just been getting a lot of, hunting nightmare. What the fuck?
And your scan shows...
Nightmare. What the hell? Ew. It looks like one of those apocryphal things that they added in like Elder Scrolls. Yeah, it's big. That's a big boy. Do not breathe the gas. The toxic gas. Ow. They seem to be territorial. Even though they were described as hunting. Oh. Helium mines. Oh, come on. No. No. Ugh. Oh, it's like grotesque and veiny. Yeah, that is just disturbing. Rightfully described as a nightmare. Hello, are you threatening? Yes, the answer is yes. That's the most normal looking creature in this game so far, is the fucking crab. I don't know what it's doing out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, nothing really up here. Moment of truth, I guess. Ah, delicious game fuel. Looks clear to me.
Quiet. Did you hear that?
Alright, we're not alone, that's for sure. Someone just opened that door. Sounds like a robot. It's gonna kill me!
You cannot beat me.
Andresia, do not get yourself killed out there. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. How the fuck? Where? Oh God. Alright, we know what we're dealing with, kind of. We know there's turrets.
Did you hear something? There you are.
Enemy damage. Massive
There was no other way for it to end.
How did that one get behind me? Oh, probably through here. Andre's just probably having a really hard time out there right now. I'm waiting for it to walk through this fucking door here.
I cannot wait to kill you. Where have they gone?
Fucking hate robots!
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
I can't fucking edit from here.
Give up already.
unable. Repair not possible.
Back the fuck up. Fuck me, I hate those things. Just looks like a bunch of garbage in here. Just a ham and cheese sandwich. Ooh. Okay, yeah, it loops all the way back around. Get the fuck back.
Now you'll bleed.
I fucking hate the dog robots with a passion. They freak me the fuck out.
Sensor contact with the enemy. I have not yet re-engaged the enemy. I will investigate.
Seems we are clear.
No.
Catastrophic damage.
Now we're clear. What's in there, huh?
How quickly can you get that done?
Oh, God. There's just nothing here. Or at least from what I'm seeing, like nothing even remotely of value. There's a lot of bullets, though, which I do find relatively odd. This is the kidnapper's quarters, huh? Bitten sandwich. Ah. Hoping for something cool. An expert lock? Alright, I'll take a crack at it. Got it. High-speed data cable. Prototype equipment. Oh boy, it's just a bunch of garbage. And then another lock that I have to pick. Oh boy. Damn, what was I literally just saying? Oh, it's a fucking boost pack. Chameleon, blend with the environment while sneaking. That's pretty nice. That is pretty good. Alright, I'll take it. For now. Ionic liquids? I don't think I really need those for anything, though. Corrupted slate. And just return to the retreat. Alright, so we can just fast travel there? Not over encumbered, right? Yeah, no, not yet. In rare cases, extremophile lifeforms can be found on otherwise uninhabitable planets and moons. Really? Interesting.
I'd get out of here while you can. I would. If it
I wish I could make my outposts look like this. I guess it wouldn't really be an outpost anymore then, would it? Who the fuck are you? Oh, Neven.
We're all eager to hear what you've uncovered.
What is it you do here?
I'm the facility's chief administrator, co-head of the whole retreat with Sloane. She handles most of the resident side of things. Making sure we've got the right people for the program and those people have the right tools to succeed in their own development. I keep the lights on and make sure things hum along smoothly.
So, what's there to do around here?
Currently, very little. But once we're open, should that day ever come, we hope to have all manner of training and personal development courses available for our residents. Most of our staff are formerly incarcerated themselves, so we hope to be able to provide a level of service unlike any other in the galaxy.
You're all criminals. What do you do?
I am the sole exception. I was a neighborhood administrator for years in New Atlantis. Was tasked with maintaining the Wells section of the city. Home to many of the UC's most underprivileged citizens. I saw firsthand what havoc the bounty system could cause in a neighborhood. Parents in prison, money funneled away from basic needs. It can become a cycle. Here, we hope to give people the tools to escape it.
I can ask this again, that's strange.
Currently, very. But once we're open, should that, we hope to have all. Most of our staff are formerly incarcerated themselves. Take care.
Interesting.
Please.
I guess that's just a bug.
You seem to have weathered that trek well enough. Were you able to find anything at the facility?
No sign of our kidnapper, but I did find this.
Not a lot to go on. Monica,
No
anything you
shit.
can do with this?
I can take a look. Oh, it's encoded. Made to look scrambled. And done badly. Looks like... there. Seems there were two of them. Oh my god. It's all here. The accidents, the kidnapping, Greg's attack. These two, they did it all.
Any mention of who they are? They're not with the construction crew, are they?
No names. But there are a pair of ID numbers. They're with the Trackers Alliance.
The Alliance sent
Oh.
2 bounty hunters? Here? What? Our bounties are all paid.
I'm not seeing an Alliance contract or documentation. I think this is off the books.
Trackers? Consider yourselves lucky to still be alive.
It appears we have been fortunate. But it does beg the question. So, a couple of trackers have decided to haunt us on their own free time. Why?
Doesn't say.
What's the Trackers Alliance?
It's the
Like I'm a
official
retard.
guild of the galaxy's bounty hunters, known for relentlessly stalking their targets in pursuit of a payday. To a tracker, any person with an outstanding record is a coin purse, ready to be cut open and emptied of value, regardless of the circumstances surrounding said person's record. There are few groups more ruthless. Though, it's surprising that they've intervened here, where there's no obvious money to be made.
How the heck do you know how to decode that slate, Monica?
It's really not that impressive. Used to sell these on the semi-regular in my old life. A cheating spouse wants to document all their flings without fear of their partner finding out? Just use one of these bad boys. It's computer hacker 101 stuff. And it sure doesn't explain why they've decided to harass us.
Maybe they have a vendetta against someone here. Hard to see why else they'd bother.
That certainly seems in the realm of possibility.
So then this is an easy fix. They're bounty hunters. We pay them to leave us alone.
And make ourselves a target for every other hunter in the universe. We need to take a stand.
Says the one guy physically incapable of taking one.
We're not doing anything until we actually find them. Any mention in there of where our trackers might be now?
Sounds like they're on a supply run, outside the system.
Then we got a little time. Given their background, and ours, I expect you're the only person here they might actually listen to. Would you be willing to act as an emissary on our behalf?
I don't know. Can you tell me any more about who these two might be?
Slate's not big on details. There's 2 of them, they're clearly armed, but that's about all we've got to go on.
But trackers aren't usually the type to take prisoners when it's not required. So the fact that they've thus far remained largely non-violent, well, it means they might be willing to negotiate. With the right person, of course. Which I think, in this case, is you.
Well, so long as you don't expect me to kill them, yes, I'll do it.
I'm certain we can find a way to solve this without resorting to violence.
Let's just pay them and be done with it. I mean, we clearly need more manpower anyway. I'll hire them on as contractors.
To hell with that. We know where they live. Let's have our friend here get the drop on them and send them to the great beyond.
The last thing we need is the galaxy thinking that's how we solve our problems around here, Mr. D'Angelo. I would request you try to avoid any violence. But if you're looking for suggestions on how to proceed, well, it seems we've got opinions to spare.
Okay.
I think there's a clear way to solve this problem. But the ultimate way forward, I suppose, falls to you.
Any suggestions on how to deal with the trackers?
I think you should offer them money. And I'm willing to help. Here, all I have liquid at the moment. Hopefully it'll be enough.
Okay. That's all you got?
I'd hand them those credits I gave you. I'm hoping that much will be sufficient. Take care, please.
They haven't killed anyone. Not yet, at least. Which means I bet they're willing to talk.
So, everyone here's got a checkered past, right? What did you do?
If you can believe it, I was Crimson Fleet. Scouring the skies for loot and glory. Ended up finding a hefty prison sentence instead, which, honestly, was probably the best for me and the galaxy at large.
Done some work with the fleet myself. Exciting life, if you got the stones for it.
I'm not gonna tell you there weren't things I enjoyed. But you've got to understand, that sort of life is a short fuse. I hope for your own sake, you'll look for other paths, love. But I'm sure you didn't come here for an ancient history lesson. Was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Any suggestion about the trackers?
Love, I can only guess at what these two might be after. But it's clear they perceive something about us as a threat. They're afraid. And all you can do with fear is try and understand it. So, just listen to them, okay? Hear what they have to say. And see if you can make whatever it is they're worried about a little less scary.
Okay.
Good luck out there.
You looking for my suggestion? I don't think they're gonna respect anything other than force. But I think Sloane's not gonna be happy if you handle it that way.
You would be correct, Mr. D'Angelo.
What's up? You want to talk negotiation strategies? I'll help as best I can.
So you're a former criminal too, huh? What do you do?
Mm-hmm. Most of the staff here are. Got me for digital intrusion and grand larceny. Was in a bad place. Needed a lot of funds. Fast. So I hacked a couple Galbank servers. Had maybe 6 years left on my sentence in Aquila when Sloane and Nevin swooped in. They said they'd pay off my whole bounty if I ran through their pilot program. I didn't have much else going on, so I said sure. It was hard work, but Sloane, the woman is compassion in human form. She stuck with me. And now I'm here, running the retreat shop and maybe someday one of my own.
Huh. They paid off your bounty? Where'd they get that kind of money?
Sure did. Anyone who commits to joining the program gets their bounty paid off by the retreat. Not sure who's footing the bill, though. I presume it's coming from outside donations because Sloane and Nevin aren't exactly rolling in cred sticks.
Yeah, that's... I guess we're just not going to answer that question? Okay. Any suggestions on how to deal with these trackers?
Had to deal with my fair share of their kind over the years. You don't get into that job to make it rich. You get into it to be your own boss and prove how tough you are. So, my advice? Let them know that pushing around a bunch of counselors just makes them look like bullies, not tough.
Okay.
Be careful with those goons.
With those goons. Am I just going back to their hideout? Exorcism? That's what they called this quest? The fuck? Confront the miners. Okay. Surely they're not going to take too kindly to us, you know, killing all the robots. You're really going to make me run through the whole fucking dungeon again? Wish I could claim an outpost as my own. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, I'm just gonna wait. Just sit on their couch and wait. Okay, this is some menacing shit. Oh, and it automatically waits. Yeah, come take a seat, Andreja. Sit and wait with me.
What the? Who's that?
No clue. You! Who are you and what the hell are you doing here?
Just the smug look on my guy's face.
And just who the holy hell are you?
I'm here on behalf of the Eleos Retreat. I want to talk.
See? I told you Kilman was gonna lead them to us. Should have slit his throat when we had the chance.
Quiet. Listen, unless you're here to tell us those convicts have decided to close up shop, then we've got nothing to discuss.
Why do you care? Are you really afraid of a couple of ex-cons?
I couldn't care less about the cons. They can huff fish innards until they rot for all we care. But this retreat, if they actually succeed, keep criminals out of the bounty system, well, the galaxy probably doesn't need so many trackers at that point, does it? And then maybe the big boys like the UC and the Collective set up programs of their own, just like Eleos. Put us all out of a job. Now, better to nip it in the bud now before it becomes a threat. Which is why I'm not interested in discussing anything except the date and time they're shutting their doors.
Please. We can solve this without anyone getting hurt.
It is a reasonable request. You would do well to consider it.
That's so.
Even if the retreat succeeds, there's always work for savvy, capable people like you two.
I guess that's a good point.
You must think you're real tough, picking on a bunch of unarmed office workers and counselors.
What? That's not what this is. We're tough.
We're tough.
We'll leave the retreat alone. Can't make any promises about us being the last, though. Just get out, all right?
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk right here.
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You told me that fun was important. I assumed you were joking and dismissed it out of hand. But, having thought about it, I wonder now if you were right. Or at least, if I were too quick to reject the idea. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it.
You're the only one who can answer that.
I know. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet...
Whatever you've done, I won't hold it against you.
No, that is not what I am trying to say. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence.
Everyone's had their share of hardships.
This is true, but I have only experienced my own. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning.
We're social creatures. You know, life is better when we're surrounded by others.
Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others.
Well, I'm here for you if you need me.
I appreciate that more than you know.
These two guys just gonna hang out here?
Right?
Alright. Andreja is fucking hard to talk to. Like, genuinely, I feel like she's so much more complicated. Harder to read, right? It's like, I feel like I say a thing, and then she says something, and I'm like, well, that clearly is not what I intended to say. Or it did not come out the way I had intended. And it makes it more interesting, because I feel like, damn, I could definitely redo Andreja's stuff significantly differently. Like, I could probably cajole her down the path of, like, you know, being a loner, compared to this trying to have her branch out sort of thing, like I'm trying to do now, trying to get her to be more social. I could just confine her and keep her that way. But I feel like that wouldn't exactly play out well. But then again, from what I have experienced and what I've been told, it doesn't actually matter what you say to them, just that you've spent time with them. That's it. You can, and I guess you do have to have a certain threshold of what's the fuck? What do they call it? A certain threshold of points on their board. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have them high enough affinity. That's the word. But even then, right? Like, there were things like with Sarah, you can play it just straight business and never flirt and still end up marrying her. Like, it doesn't even matter. It just matters those decisions you make at the very end. Like with Barrett, it gave me the romance options anyway, even though I never once was romantic with the man. It still gives you that choice. So it's just one of those things.
There you are. You were gone for quite a while, love. Are you all right? Were you able to find our trackers?
Sure did, and I convinced them to leave you all alone.
That's the best news I've had in quite a while. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, love. This place, all of us, we are in your debt. There is just one last piece of business, though. Nevin asked to speak to you, in private. He's waiting for you up in the office.
Oh? Interesting. I thought for sure that would have been it. I didn't even know there was an office. Hey, look at this. There's a whole second floor. Oh, nice. You got a nice view of everything. This is the counselor's room, and this one's nice and finished. It's nice room. Yeah. Administration. Oh, now this room sucks. This room screams middling office job. Yeah, you needed something, man?
Ah, there you are. So, first things first, I need to say, well, thank you.
Glad I could be of service.
And we are exceedingly grateful for it. It's just, the situation you set right, with the trackers, it's one we don't want to find ourselves in again. Luckily, we have someone, our founding donor in fact, who has offered to reach out to the Alliance, ensure their good behavior going forward. Before she does, however, she's asked for the details of what exactly occurred. I've already shared my own insights, but, well, she wants to talk to you, too. Is that something you might be amenable to?
Who exactly am I going to be speaking to? Should I be concerned here?
Our benefactor has said she'd prefer to do the introductions herself. But you can rest assured she wants only to thank you in person. Hear your side of the story. Nothing more sinister than that.
If that's all you need, sure, I can talk to her.
Ah, She'll be pleased to hear it. Head to Aquila City in the Cheyenne system. Check in with Justin Sneed, her security
Sneed.
chief. And I would ask you to try and be polite. She's the only reason we're here.
Is it the fucking woman that runs Laredo Arms? I think it is.
You would think that deadly predators would have driven off settlers. Humans. We can be so stubborn.
Interesting, her dialogue didn't line up with the subtitles either. So bizarre how often that happens.
Those ecliptic mercenaries? The factions use them sometimes. Freestar Collective and UC. Huh.
I'm just trying to imagine.
Tower's closed. Come back some other time.
I was told to check in with you. I'm Jacob Howell. I'm the one who helped out the Eleos Retreat.
You're them, huh? I've got 2 rules for this little meeting. Rule number 1. You're not to share anything you discuss up there. This is a private matter, and we're going to keep it that way. Rule 2. You decide to get playful with that weapon, we're going to have serious problems. Think you can abide by those?
I can handle that.
Good. Miss Lance is waiting upstairs. You can go on up.
Lance, huh?
And that must make you our guest. Please, take a seat. Now, you may already know who I am. Raisha Lance, CEO, Laredo Firearms. And you, I know all about. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the retreat. Truly, it's a project that's near and dear to my heart.
You're the person responsible for the Eleos Retreat. The CEO of a weapons manufacturer?
I'm not the sole donor, but yes, the retreat is a project I've been trying to foster for some time now. My attempt to improve the plight of humanity, even if just in a minor way. Which is why I'm so thankful for your intervention on its behalf.
Well, you're quite welcome.
Now, I presume Nevin already got you up to speed. I need details before I talk to the heads of the Trackers Alliance. Make sure their members understand the retreat's off limits. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just jump right into it. Lily here will be taking notes as we go. Now, Nevin said all the various incidents afflicting the retreat, they all stemmed from this pair of rogue bounty hunters. Do I have that right?
What sort of other incidents are you talking about?
There were a streak of thefts and accidents leading up to Mr. Kilman's kidnapping. We'd presumed they were just bad luck or local fauna. Ixel's not exactly the most hospitable of worlds, but Nevin made it sound as if those bounty hunters might have been responsible for it all. And I was hoping you could confirm if that was the case or not.
All I can confirm is that they were involved in the kidnapping. The rest I wasn't present for.
Ah, I'll be sure that's noted. But you did manage to get those 2 to leave the retreat alone. You mind my asking how you accomplished that?
I just talked with them. Got them to see reason.
2 trackers and you just talked them down? That's quite the feat. I'm interested in the details, though. How exactly did it all play out?
Well, I'm an expert negotiator. Those 2 were lucky I didn't talk them into flying themselves into a star.
I bet they are. So, only other thing I wanted to ask, and I'm just looking for an opinion here, is there anything in your eyes that could have been done to prevent this happening?
I would say the retreat's woefully underprotected. Like, because you gotta keep in mind what really happened here was, one, a worker was abducted from the work site, right, in the middle of a walled facility. That's bad. Two, your only security guard went out looking for him and was literally gored by a wild animal. That's bad.
Something
so
wrong?
I think, yeah.
I didn't offend you, did I?
No. The retreat's woefully underprotected. You need more security.
After everything I've heard from you and Nevin, I'm inclined to agree. It'll take time to get the right people in place for this kind of work, but I'll make sure it's addressed. But that should give me enough to present to the Alliance. Thank you for making the time. Now, what you did, well, it deserves something more than just a couple of firm thank yous. Here, I want you to have these. They're a rare make, but I think you've earned it. Now, was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we went our separate ways?
How are you going to get the Trackers Alliance to play ball?
You make lots of friends in my position. Friends in the Freestar Collective, friends in the UC. The sort of people with influence over things. Like, say, how much a locality is allowed to spend on Alliance contracts each quarter. When the Alliance heads grasp that it's better for us all to be friends, I expect they'll leave the retreat well enough alone.
Huh. What made you want to get involved in the retreat in the first place?
It's something that's been on my mind for a while now. How best to help the galaxy's incarcerated population. Humanity's tried plenty of bad ideas. Throwing them in jail and forgetting about them. The UC gave that a go way back when. Took all their criminals to a penal colony on Suvorov and left them to their own devices. Well, those folks didn't appreciate that sort of treatment. Took over the colony. And now we call them the Crimson Fleet. Next, we tried making them pay fines instead of going to jail. Except if you don't have the money, that's no sort of improvement at all, is it? Bad idea after bad idea. I thought it was time we tried something new. That's where the plans for the retreat came from. Our attempt at doing things different.
Well, I think you're going to do some real good with the retreat.
That's kind of you. But without your help, it might have stayed just a goal. You have my sincere thanks. Now, if you'll excuse me, as you've seen, there's plenty to be done.
Blech!
Yes, what? Thank you again. This meant a lot to Miss Lance.
Alright. Oh, check in with the Eleos Retreat staff. Cool. Yes, I think I will do that.
Perhaps not the way.
Ow. Though we did just get... I hope my game didn't just crash. Okay, oof. We did just get a bunch of stuff. So we got the Peacemaker spacesuit, which I don't like the look of that. I do not care for it. Rifles do 10% more damage, Chameleon and Auto Medic. I mean, that's pretty nice, but this is something I'm definitely going to be stuffing in my fucking pocket. Advanced Skip Pack. Peacemaker helmet. And I believe we got the Peacemaker? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's way better than my current bashing professionals lawgiver. At least I think it is. It actually looks like it does less damage. It might just be because it doesn't have the high-powered thing. It's got penetrator rounds, muzzle brake, recon, laser sight, long barrel. High velocity, so it shoots faster. If I can get high-powered on it, I will. I think it does just do less damage than the other one. I mean, it's basically customized exactly how I would have done it anyway. Aside from the sight, I want to take that sight off. But that's pretty cool.
This decision.
In fact, let me sell this.
I wanted to
The
take a look
old
around.
one real quick.
How about I just show you?
Jeez, the game is like exploding. Yeah, sell that. Such a neat looking gun, though. And sell this. We don't need 2 Wakazashis anymore. I do need to find the trade authority here, which is somewhere around here, right?
The rock is surprisingly well fortified. The early settlers here were quite practical.
Galbank, House of the Enlightened, Trade Authority. There it is.
I run the branch's special accounts.
Welcome to... Do you have business with the Trade Authority?
Got it.
So we're just gonna sell this. And then we're gonna buy back is there no buyback option for the Trade Authority? Yo, what the fuck? Oh, buyback, there it is. And I will take that back. Is there anything I can sell? Not really. Alright. I thought those were like 2 people. Alright, let's dump all of our junk off in the lodge. And depending on situations, we shall see about either carrying on or ending things, but we've been going for quite a while today. I think I might just end it here. And next time, and I will put on my, oh my god, the lag opening this menu. It really makes me scared the game's gonna crash every time. Like, it's just struggling right now. It might have actually crashed. The menu still hasn't pulled up. A little worried. I think the game actually crashed there. Yeah, I think it crashed. Or froze, at least. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for today, since the game literally just fucking died on me. I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.